Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Demetrius Triarius, son of Lilith here, Legion of Lilith YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about something which is of a kind I never wanted to address. You know me, my dear audience. On this channel, only 2 drama videos were filmed during the entire lifespan of the channel, and one of them was educational, another will be removed, and this is the last quote-unquote drama video I will ever film. This is the last time you will ever hear me discussing topics which are concern of, unfortunately, mostly intellectually retarded occult community. What I am going to say in this video will not be liked by the many, but since I always stood by my beliefs, practices, rights and experiences, I will publicly in this clip say whatever I think is correct, despite of the fact that will create me a lot of enemies. So recently, one not really bright individual decided to make a pact with Lucifer Jaffa using information on the Balg forum and websites. She indeed, according to my channeled knowledge and interaction with spirits, which I asked entities about because I wanted to be sure that I am bringing you as correct information as possible, that intellectually not so bright individual signed a pact with Lucifer Jaffa. He indeed managed to contact Lucifer. He signed a pact in which he will deliver 6 sacrifices to Lucifer Jaffa every month or a year, I don't remember correctly. And in return, Lucifer Jaffa will help him win a lottery, right? So the dude, after a few months of him not winning the lottery, went into the city, butchered 3 women, and got imprisoned. Of course, this is ideal story for the intellectually deficient and retarded media. So that retard got a lot of attention. And I mean a lot. So there is so many issues to this here. One of the issues is that this incident was used as a catalyst to satanize Eric Arkelus Koetting, the owner of the Become a Living God. So I will publicly here state my opinion on Eric Arkelus Koetting, aka EA. Nobody can deny that he uses retarded marketing techniques to approach his audience. Nobody can deny that he waters down many of his material in order to make it more sellable. The reason why he waters down many of his material is because if anyone publish black magic which works, he is immediately proclaimed evil and witch hunt starts. So because Eric Arkelus Koetting doesn't want to be witch hunted, he purposefully waters down his material. And that's not Eric's fault. That's fault of retarded people who do not understand how the black magic works and who do not understand what is the essence of it. So they, of course, when somebody publishes societally unaccepted material, they go on a witch hunt. That's why Eric, who simply wants to make some money out of occultism, purposefully waters down his grimoires in order to make his works more socially acceptable so he can sell them. Few made-up stories with a good background in the videos also help in marketing. But all of this doesn't deny that many of the techniques taught by Eric Archelaus Koetting are useful and applicable. And there are many occult mysteries within his works. However, keep in mind that it is watered down, and she waters down his techniques in order to make them more sellable to the audience, more socially acceptable. Right? So, I support Eric Archelaus Koetting in this case. I think he is not responsible for the actions of retard who killed 2 women. And I also think that hate for Koetting, because he waters down his grimoires and use marketing, is not justified. The only thing I recommend for anybody who is into Koetting stuff is don't take everything he says literally, and keep in mind that just like every black magician, he keeps actual secrets to himself. So what Eric Archelaus Koetting teaches is knowledge which helps you to become introduced to the spirits. Because of human stupidity, he is forced to keep more advanced stuff for himself, and that's not his fault. And also, basic marketing techniques he uses are necessary for a good business. So, I think if you are not smart enough to differentiate marketing from the actual stuff, you are too dumb to practice black magic in the first place. So, my support for Eric Archelaus Koetting in this case. I think certain occult material he publishes is good, and the fact that it's watered down is not his fault, because people are stupid and you have to water down certain stuff if you want to make money off selling it. If he tried to sell authentic black magic he actually practices, people would want to kill him, and yeah, you know human stupidity. So, I need to give a commentary on a stupid retard who killed 2 women because of the pact with Lucifuge. That idiot have proven his idiocy, and he has proven that black magic, with all of its powers, has certain limitations. If you are dumb, you are dumb. Black magic cannot make you smart. And I think what happened in this case was actually, in certain level, a good thing, because one idiot exposed himself, okay? And that idiot will be prevented from reproducing, and he will also be prevented from spreading his idiocy to the rest of the world, because he is in time put in a prison. But now I am going to talk about what he did. So he summoned Lucifuge of Akale, and he made a pact in which he wanted to win a lottery, and in return he would give to Lucifuge of Akale 6 human sacrifices every year, and he also asked for magical power and knowledge. So let me tell you what Lucifuge agreed to do for him. Lucifuge agreed to give him equivalent amount of money to winning the lottery, and giving him knowledge and power in return for 6 sacrifices a year. That's what he agreed to. He didn't agree to make him literally win the lottery. And there is a reason why. To make somebody literally win a lottery will make Spirit spend enormous amount of his own life force energy. And Spirit is not willing to do it on behalf of a petty human. So in return for 6 sacrifices a year, in a few years that guy would get the money he wanted and the powers he wanted. But let's settle the issue of sacrifice here. Do I endorse human sacrifice? And my answer to this is yes. Let me explain myself. Human sacrifice is sacrifice of life force energy of another human, obtained in a predatory sense for your own magical goals. So psychic vampirism is a form of human sacrifice. Baneful magic is form of human sacrifice. Psychic vampirism is you take the energy from another human and you eat it, right? Curse is you call the spirits to kill someone. And spirits take the life force energy of that individual. So, if you are against human sacrifice, you are against 2 fundamental practices of black magic: psychic vampirism and cursing. Now, I am not recommending to anyone to physically slaughter people, because you're gonna get catched and arrested. So if you really want to make a pact with certain spirit to give 6 sacrifices a year, I recommend simply putting death curses on 6 people a year with the spirit you made the pact with. That is enough to fulfill your covenant. I actually made a similar deal with one other spirit I worked with. And I ended the lives of people who were making this world a worse place. Also, when you do this kind of an offering to the spirits, never slaughter people physically, because you're gonna get catched. If you are stupid enough to willingly do stupid shit, like slaughtering people in the middle of a day without any consideration for a police and evidence, Spirit do not protect stupidity. So what I am saying here is that the guy was stupid. That's the only issue here. The guy was stupid. And his stupidity has nothing to do with become a living god, or with E.A. Koetting, or with demon magic. The dude was stupid. And stop blaming entire groups of people, authors and groups of spirits, because of one guy's stupidity. And human sacrifice in its refined forms of cursing and psychic vampirism is the basic of black magical practice. Whoever denies it is hypocrite, and I hate hypocrisy. So, I'm gonna tackle one issue which I also tackled in my previous videos, which is the issue of what is the essence of black magic? What make it work? So, black magic is use of life force energy, which already exists, in order to manifest what you want through spiritual means. Let me explain myself. So black magic is every ritual in which you manipulate life force energy, program it with your intention, with the help of the dark powers to get what you want. By dark powers, we define any spirit who has origins in the underworld planes. By life force energy, we define any energy which makes a being alive. And by manipulating, we mean altering and programming that energy and changing it, so it can become a vehicle for manifestation of magician's desire. What is the difference between black and white magic? In methodology, there is no difference. Both black and white magic use the same techniques, more or less. They go into same states of mind. But white magic uses newly generated life force energy. So white magicians connect to the source of all creation and then generate new life force energy, and they use that new generated life force energy to obtain their goals. Shamans, or people who work with elements, take the energy from the elements, change it, and they manifest their goals. Black magicians, on the other hand, use the energies of the underworld to change it and manifest their goals. Black magicians do not generate energy. They manipulate energy which is already there and absorb energy which is already there. Shamans and white magicians, on the other hand, generate new life force energy or work in balance with the elements, right? For the sorcerers of the Black Lodge, the alchemical ideal is the Black Sun. What is the Black Sun? It is dark metaphysical star which illuminates the underworld. The dark metaphysical star takes an enormous amount of energy from all of the planes in existence and pushes it into itself, so it can radiate black light and keep the spirits of underworld alive. So, in other words, the Black Sun is the giant destructive star which pulls enormous amounts of energy into itself in order to radiate black light. So, black magician essentially absorbs life force energy from other sources, programs it, and then manifests his intention. Right? All of the entities of the underworld do not create new life force energy. They simply absorb life force energy which is already there. That's why when you summon demonic spirits, you will get tired over time. You will get drained over time if you do it too much, and you will also notice that a room becomes darker and more dense. Air in the room becomes thicker. Why it happens? Because the dark entity of the underworld absorbs the life force energy in the room around you, from you and from everybody else. If you repeatedly evoke spirits dark spirits in one place, you will know what I am talking about. So, let's be clear here. We need to get this life force energy from somewhere, or we need to sacrifice our own life force energy and give it to the forces of darkness in order for black magic to work. Or we need to sacrifice our own life force energy and program it and push it into the world ourselves in order for the magic to work. However you put it, black magic costs life force energy. And that's also the reason why I don't work for free. Because in every fucking spell I invest my own life force energy. And that's why my magic works. Because I actually sacrifice to get what I want. I sacrifice my own life force. I traumatize myself. Many people will claim that what I am saying is false. How dark entities are protecting them. How they are their fathers, their mothers, their friends, their whatever. They will claim that I am purposefully fear-mongering. To those critics, I will say this. There is something known as interface level with the dark spirits. Those dark spirits, when you summon them, they will not immediately tell you, hey, my purpose is to absorb life force energy, so I can keep Black Sun going and underworld planes existing, so that destructive polarity of the universe can exist. They will not tell you that. They will tell you something else. They will come with a really polished, nice face, nice appearance to you, and they will be nice to you. But you can work with them at that stage for really long time, and the knowledge you receive and the results you will get will be really superficial. It will not be anything of value, it will not be anything of power, it will not be anything of result. It will be small manifestations here and there. And they work on this level for majority of practitioners. They simply take offerings, they take the wine, they take the cakes. They take the life force energy from those offerings, and they go into the underworld their own way. Because they are aware that if they revealed the true face of themselves to their human students, they would run the fuck away. And this is true for some really famous deities, like Hecate or Dionysus. Hecate is, in my experience, more dark and predatory than Lilith. Her mysteries can be more destructive than the secret Lilith teaches, or the secret Satan teaches. Hecate is not the nice lady with the torch. She is primordial dark goddess, and her mysteries are controversial. Her forms of necromancy are one of the most painful forms of necromancy I saw in my life. I performed few necromantic rites with Hecate, and they were so intense that one of them almost led me to the breaking point. So all of you Hecatean devotees who work with Hecate for 20 years, brag about how abused you were in the past by XYZ people, live in small huts, and don't have any progress monetary, spiritually, physically to show to the world. You know why? Now, because you work with Hecate on a surface level. What you are seeing and observing is simply surface level of Hecate. Surface level of the great queen of Hades, who is not your mom, who is not your grandma, who is not your nice stepsister. She is the empress of the underworld. And her secrets are terrifying and traumatizing. And this is also the case for many other famous gods. If you want to work with the forces of the underworld, you need to sacrifice your own life force to get the knowledge. Energy from your fucking organs, heart, eyes, muscles. You need to pass through rigorous self-drama. And in the archaic ages past, that same Hecate accepted human sacrifice. There is a historical and archaeological evidence for human sacrifice in archaic Greek underworld cults, dedicated to the Titans, and Hecate was a Titan. So this entire stigma against human sacrifice is dumb and retarded. Of course, don't use my words here to excuse your dumb slaughtering of humans on the street. I am not advocating for it. I am advocating for practice of human sacrifice through sorcerous means of curse and psychic vampirism, which are two fundamental practices of black magic. And curse and psychic vampirism are two most fundamental ways of obtaining the life force energy in order to give them to the spirits of darkness so they do your bidding. If you don't wanna sacrifice your life force energy. However, your life force energy is superior to any outside life force energy you can give to the gods. So I said what I said. Guy wasn't wrong for committing human sacrifice. Guy was wrong for misunderstanding what spirits told him, not understanding anything whatsoever, and having a stupid behavior. And his stupid behavior has nothing to do with EA Koetting or anybody else. That's his own responsibility. If you want to work with forces of darkness, you need to sacrifice your own life force or the life force of others in order to have results. Politically correct black magic doesn't work. And no matter how hard you try, the masses will never understand black magic nor its fundamentals. They will never understand the necessity of destruction, the true nature of underworld spirits, and the enlightening capacity of the Black Sun. So, for the end of this clip, I want to say this. Understand that the lifetime path is the path of the destruction of numerous realities which separate us from the divine. Every left-handed ritual of the underworld is the ritual of destruction. When you do the rite of healing with Marbas, you are not healing anything, you are cursing the illness. When you do the love spell with Azazel on somebody, you are breaking down somebody's will so your passion can enter that person and be satisfied by that person. When you are performing rites of astral fortification with Satan, for example, he is destroying everything within your aura, which is making your aura weak. And he's also taking a piece of your life force energy to manifest your request. Spirits of the underworld work through destructive means. That needs to be understood. And in order to manifest what he wants, Black Magician needs to use destructive means too. This video will create me a lot of enemies. A lot of people who will either unsubscribe or attack me. I do not care. Black magic isn't politically correct, and it should never be politically correct. And stupidity of one person shouldn't be blamed on all of us. Thanks for watching, and see you later.